Actually, WIMA Africa is there to promote gender equality and also empower women in the maritime sector across Africa, and also to support women into entrepreneurship and also into leadership, developing for women in the maritime industry. And also it's more on encouraging education and also training for women and youth to build capacity in the maritime-related field. And in terms of how will WIMA Africa advance in terms of the chapter itself, it's more on African advance through the mission by the national chapter, which is WIMA Namibia. It will more on focus on capacity building, where we're able to organize training, workshops, awareness campaign, equip women skills in the maritime sector, and also engage the youth to promote the maritime career among the young women through schools, outreach programs and mentorship programs. And also in terms of the policy, advocate also to collaborate with the government bodies, more especially if we mention like Ministry of Transport and Works, and also the Port Authority to influence this agenda maritime policies. And also in terms of the level of the community, we'll have community projects where we can able to support the coastal communities and also the marine, encouraging women to participate in the blue economy. And also on another level, we're able to network and represent to ensure that Namibian women are well represented in the Continental of Africa and also International Maritime Forum.
So what are the biggest challenges women face and youth when entering maritime careers, and how is it WIMA Namibia addressing them?
At this moment, in terms of most of, there are quite a number of challenges. Remember that one thing is that the maritime sector is a male-dominated industry. We know, and also the percentage of women is almost 2% there around the globe. But coming back to Namibia side is more on gender discrimination, looking at a woman or viewing a woman, because they are still looking a woman as you belong to the kitchen. You know, when you look of the participation of women in the maritime sector, the number is still less. So they will face a lot of bias, discrimination in terms of hiring, also promotion, because remember that they are quite challenging, lack of awareness in the explore. Because many of young people, and especially the women, are not aware of opportunity in the maritime sector due to limited outreach and also career guidance. And also it limits them access to training and education. Namibia has a shortage of the maritime specific programs where in tertiary institutes to make it difficult for the youth to gain. And remember that we have a big ocean, but we have, how many schools are we having for maritime skills? And that's also is a challenge. And also work-life balance and family responsibility. It's kindly also a challenge, because here you have to go to sea, you have your family, your wife or your husband, you leave them behind. It's quite challenging often for women to bear the family responsibility. But then it's important for us to make sure that we advocate for women, to make sure that the industry can able to accommodate women also. And the other thing, it's an issue of isolation and mental health challenges. As we know much now, that women as seafarers, their role is to report the feelings, isolation, stress. Remember, for 6 months or 3 months you are at sea, you don't see your family. And also IMO has also touched base on the mental issue of the seafarers in the maritime sector. And also how WIMA Namibia planning to address the challenges is to educational support, and also to get the entity, the institute that can, in terms of the bursary, where in collaboration with the institutes, whereby to promote maritime education, including opportunities in terms of the studies at the World Maritime University. So, and also in terms of the youth engagement program, this kind of initiative where you catch them young, introduce these programs in schools, learners to the maritime career earlier is mostly important, especially targeting girls. And also the other thing, advocating and awareness campaign, whereby WIMA Namibia runs campaigns to raise awareness about gender equality and also the maritime sector, to challenge stereotype and that discourage women from joining the sector. Also, the mentorship and the network provide mentorship opportunity and the platform where women can able to connect and share experience and support one another professionally. The other thing, it's more on policies. We need also to look on our policies and also more on partners. WIMA will work together with government and also industrial stakeholders to influence policies that will able to create more supportive environment for women and youth.
Shamulele, can you please tell us how is WIMA Namibia supporting education and skills development to empower young people, especially young women in the maritime sector?
Okay, in terms of how would WIMA support women and youth in the blue economy, right? It's more on including sectors. We need to include the sectors like private sectors, the government sectors, coastal tourism based on the renewable energy or to offer scientific opportunity for Namibia. But this role, in order to be successful or to be well implemented, the government should come in and also the private sector to ensure that, and with the partner with other African countries to assist also, because South Africa has provided us a vessel whereby young women who go to South Africa and have training on the maritime skills, and also education and skill development, whereby you invest in the maritime. The government should invest in the maritime education to expand the programs in schools and vocational centers and university. We know at the university level, we do have also other institutes that are providing skills within Namibia. But remember that in order for you to find yourself in that space, you need to have international standards that will allow you to operate in the oceans. The other thing, it will be more on financial support. It's for us to make sure that we advocate to make sure that these policies from financial issues can able to support the youth through blue economy, grants and low interest on loans and business services. And also in terms of expanding initiative to equip aid of scheme to help the small scale businesses. And also on that, also African Union, they do have programs, they do have funds also that can able to assist the women in the maritime sector. And also public awareness, it's very important also to promote through. So this is what WIMA Namibia will do, especially for campaign, especially targeting more especially the rural areas and the schools also.
So looking ahead, what role should the Namibian government play to better support women and youth in the blue economy?
In terms of the government of Namibia, the role that they need to play is that they need to partner, transform the role of in shaping the maritime industry, that both sustainability, especially when a greater gender equality maritime career will help to break down the barriers, ensuring that women are equal, well represented in all areas of the maritime sector, from seafaring and engineering to leadership and policy making, and also empowering the women, the youth, participating by investing in education, mentorship. WIMA Namibia will inspire and equip more young people, especially girls, to pursue their career into the blue economy and creating new generation of skilled maritime professionals. Throughout that, and also the government can have, women will continue also, we want to partner also with the government and also the industry. International body, we are already there. Africa, we are already there. So in order to develop the maritime across Africa and also internationally. And the other thing is that the stronger than the regional collaboration, it's to make sure that we, as WIMA Namibia, we make sure that we connect also the young people from Namibia to other African countries where they have the maritime skills, colleges, university. But I will emphasize more on the government, because what I realize is that they are only focusing on businesses. Remember that this industry is bigger, In maritime sector, we're more focused on fisheries only. We're not more focused on other industry in the maritime sector. But it's a call and action to the government that they should able, throughout our awareness and campaign, and also collaborating with the government institutes, with the private sector, and within the community in terms of a culture shifting the industry. So WIMA will help further for the maritime culture that values diversity, equality, sustainability, to make sure that the industry resentment and innovative social responsibility. So, but actually is that the government should introduce the Ministry of Education to focus more on the maritime sector, because maritime, remember that the ocean is the future. And also, how do we intend to make sure that a Namibian child find themselves having an opportunity, which we call is job, you understand? It's not also of just empowering and bring opportunity, but if as Namibian we are not well or prepared in terms of the skills of the maritime sector, we're going to have a challenge of having a lot of foreign people comes in the country. But the other way, in order for us to limit that, is to introduce, or the government should introduce from a secondary level, from grade 8 to grade whatever it can be, with a different, remember that with a different regions in Namibia, whereby they can introduce the syllabus of the maritime skills, that in order for these young people to pursue their career and further to university. As you see, I see they have also programs of the maritime and so on, but we need to increase the volume, because we can see that we have a bigger industry where you talk about oil and gas, where you talk about, there are different types, yes. With logistics is going well because we have NASTI and other institutes that are doing that as key players. But then there are still some few more also skills of the maritime that we do not have. It's expensive to take the kid to SA for studies for the maritime. Why can't our government partner the countries or the sister countries that have maritime and well-recognized and well-whitelisted countries? So the motive behind is that WIMA Namibia chapter and WIMA Africa, they were able to collaborate in order to work together to also sell out in collaboration with other institutes within African countries, also internationally.
Finally, what impact do you hope WIMA Namibia will have on creating a more inclusive and sustainable maritime industry?
Even when you check us as WIMA Namibia, it will play a big role in terms of awareness, in terms of making sure, in terms of also collaborating with the industry, but basically we are more focused on education, more focused on empowerment, to make sure that the government of Namibia also have to establish this great initiative, because we are, as WIMA Namibia, we are more focused on the young people, because the young people, they are the future. So WIMA Namibia, it will be able to help the young people also in the country itself to collaborate with other sister African countries also and internationally. And also it will raise the flag for Namibia. Because, for example, let me say that if after all these activities it comes successful and well implemented, because it will really play a big role uplifting unemployment in the country, and also making a Namibian child proud that I'm a Namibian and I deserve to have a better life where I will have opportunity to be in the industry of the maritime sector.